For 30 years, 9-ball players from around the globe have made their way to the beautiful city of Chesapeake, Virginia, all with the dream of becoming U.S. Open 9-ball champions. The list of former champions reads like a who's who of professional pool. Who will it be this year? Brought to you by Chalk Off, the official table cleaner of professional pool. The Spider, using laser technology to improve your game. And Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players. You're watching the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship on Billiard Club Network.
What a match we've got in store for you here tonight. Young John Schmidt, one of the young guns. Had quite a chat with John over in Taiwan at the World Championships played last summer, and Paul tell you he'd like to change the face of this game, Danny. And he can make quite a statement here tonight in this year's U.S. Open Championship with a big win over one of the pre-tournament favorites, Efren Reyes.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're talking about young guns. I think there's a lot of good young guns, but I think he is the best of the young guns. I'd like to call Efren a veteran, but I'm way older than him because he's young actually to me.
Our first gentleman is a player representative for Woodpecker Cues.
Nothing down on the break.
U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. This year we won the Pro Tour Championships.
We've really been lodging the break here on the main table, and believe it or not, the breaker has not had any distinct advantage.
No balls have been going on the break.
Corey Jewell, West Jefferson, Ohio. Got a hand for Red Corey Jewell. Thank you.
Yes, we just got our MC Scott Smith. Just making a few more announcements. See Efren Reyes lined it up for the one, sorry. Behind the three, tucked in behind the three there. Use that blocker.
Our first gentleman is former
Scotty
last
just announcing, just to let everybody know, if you can hear that in the background, that's Scott Smith announcing the other matches. 16 tables in play here. The focus of our attention, obviously, is the main table here.
Efren played it safe, but he left the edge out, and now he's got a sweat going behind that pink ball, I believe.
On the senior tour from Columbus, Ohio, one of the hardest working guys in the business.
That's what he's trying to do to him. Look at the speed of this shot, Jimmy.
Oh, what a great shot from John there. Early indications show that John is going to give Efren everything he could have asked for. Great effort from Schmidt there. Had to get behind that pink.
I like to call John Schmidt a straight shooter, but he has picked up some finesse to go along with his straight shooting. And of course, Efren is master of the kick safe. You know how this all came about, this kicking for TV years ago in Johnson City. They came with any foul ball in hand. We used to play push out all the time. And what happened is, in the beginning, we would play and try to hit the ball and ride it real hard. And as time went by, people like Efren brought in the kick safe, which means kick at one side or the other. This shot here was not an accident. He played that.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning U.S. Open 9-Ball
Nobody kicks better than Reyes. Generally acknowledged as the best. They call him the magician just because of the traps that he can get out of.
That was a pretty good hit. I mean, he didn't sell out a shot, but he's certainly going to sell out a pretty easy save.
Both of these players, Danny, as you and I saw, warmed up for quite a while on this main table. So they should have a pretty good feel for the speed and the nuances that any table would carry with it. Brand new cloth, bed, and rails. And what a beautiful table this is. Cocobolo wood.
Virginia Beach, Virginia, please welcome back your own Dave Selbrady.
See what he did there? See the cue ball control? He hit the rail and he had reverse, so the ball came straight back on the nine. Of course, it wasn't as effective because he's not frozen on the nine. If you freeze a guy on the ball, you're taking away a lot of the table. He's going to kick two rails and whack it.
Thank you.
Man, we're sparring right here. Look at this kick. He returned the favor.
Yeah, this is some kind of pool. You want a tactical battle to kick things off? Well, we're here to tell you that's just exactly what you've got. Not many open seats in this arena either. They all come to watch Reyes.
That was one of the times. You see what he did there? The other shots he was clean, kick safe. And every now and then you don't have a kick safe, so you want to hit it hard and hope something happens. And that's what happened. He used good judgment, got rewarded.
I think that's the beauty of Efren Reyes and why he's so difficult to beat. He reads the situations. You've got to just jump over the edge of the 6 here to go at this 2. This is one that if he manufactures a win, he earned this one in this rack.
He sure did. He out-safed him, and now he got first shot because of it.
He resides in Carson City, Nevada. The Hunter, Mr. Bobby Hunter, table number 14.
You want to draw first blood.
Winners bracket action on table number 15.
Just float this off 2 cushions and play the 5 into the bottom left corner.
9-ball champion from Silmar, California, Senor Ernesto Dominguez. Dominguez, table number 15. Thank you. And his opponent from Columbus, Ohio, one of the young guns, Mr. Chris.
7 could pose problems, Danny. I don't know how it's situated near that right side pocket. You see it just at the right edge of your picture there.
Well, I think if he gets, well, I'll tell you what, the 8 is out far enough to go in the side pocket, and I think the 7 will go in that side pocket where he's shooting the 6 now. Yeah, and look at the angle we got. If it doesn't go on the side, he can shoot it in the corner and go down to the 8. Just don't hit the point. Just don't hit the point. You want to get past the side, and that's what he did.
Yeah, Reyes looking as sharp as I've ever seen him look. This was some kind of opening rack, this one.
Total control.
Easy 9. Let's Efren Reyes open his account. It's a race to 11. Second round action here. Reyes off the mark against John Schmidt.
Get the chalk off with the new and improved pool table cleaner. You get free shipping when you call us toll-free 866-774-8770 or visit us online at pooltablecleaner.com. Get the chalk off today.
He has dominated pool, and not just 9-ball. And if anything, the players talk about he's got a weak break. But you know what that means? That means of all the things he does, that's the weakest part of his game. Doesn't mean it's that bad.
Yeah, that's right, Danny. Well, I actually said this is second round action. It's third round action. Both of these players in the winner's bracket have won their first 2 opening matches here in the 30th annual U.S. Open Championships. 2 breaks, and we've yet to see a ball pocketed.
Well, that started happening yesterday. Remember, the first night they were making 2-3 balls on the break. Suddenly, nobody's making a ball on the break. But I like to tell you beginners out there, or even your veteran players, that when you are on a table and you're having trouble finding out where to break them, watch your opponent too. And you get 2 choices to see which is best, yours and your opponent. If he has success, don't be stubborn. Follow his lead.
John just trying to roll that cue ball. And I think he may have let him have a look at this 1 ball. This is very close. Boy, that'll be a mistake if John left a clear look at this 1.
Oh, he has it. I'm sure he has it. Yeah, he was trying to leave a kick, I believe. Yeah, he let him have it straight in. But what he was trying to do, like you have to do with good players, you know, there's nowhere to push, so you got to come up with tricks. I think he tried to leave a kick and then dare Efren to shoot.
Everything in the open here for Reyes. Boy, that was a mistake from John Schmidt.
Yeah, a rare error.
And one that should cost him the second rack. The last thing Schmidt wanted to do was start things out here, Danny, and dig himself a deficit.
Well, I'll tell you, I played Efren many times. And he is a tough guy to beat when he gets in front. I mean, I don't want to knock him in any form, but he is a great front runner. He will protect that lead. You know, he's not going to make any mental mistakes.
And John knows. He'd like to have that push out over again.
Yeah, I'd like to know exactly what he had in mind. I think he was trying to push for the kick, don't you?
He had to be, because where he was pushing to, he had to be
Wait a
using
minute.
the 3 as cover. Well, that's a little closer to his work than he would have liked, but he's still in line.
Stopped perfectly. But, you know, if you go another inch, it becomes tricky. Or if you freeze on it, it becomes tricky. He played very close position that time.
Reyes playing with what looks to be a newer cue. And I've got a feeling that a very well and renowned cue maker from the Philippines, Ronnie Powell, has made this cue for him. And this 9 to take a 2-0 lead, and there you go. Reyes 2-0 in front of John Schmidt. He'll have the break in rack number 3, but he is yet to put a foot wrong.
Okay, so far we've only had a ball go on the break one time, right? And Efren did that?
He's the only person. We've had 5 breaks, and Reyes has made a ball once in 5 breaks. It'll be down to John Schmidt, who's got the break in rack 6.
Well, he put the ball exactly where Efren had it, so he is watching.
And these players work long and hard on the break. So John Schmidt in rack number 6 will be looking to secure a ball, and in an ideal world, leave himself nice on the 1.
First in this house road, hard times in Bellflower, California.
Well, he took a little bit off the break that time, but it still didn't work.
Not only fine 9-ball player, fine server, big wave, Dave Emma, take the floor. Thank you.
Well, it looks like falling on the 2 is the whole rack here, doesn't it, Jim?
Over 300 bar table titles to his credit during his illustrious career.
Oh, another rare miss. But you notice how he followed through, let go of the bridge? It didn't look like, you know, a very good stroke.
Table number 4.
Well, I said he's playing with a cue that he probably hasn't spent a lot of time with. A fellow that makes cues for Cue Perfect in the Philippines, I think, was building Efren a cue, so who knows?
Yeah, that's a rare miss. I didn't expect him to miss there. Of course, John thinks Miss is an unmarried girl's first name.
Now, did he get lucky? Did he
Yeah.
hit this too hard enough?
No, yeah, I think the 2 goes past in the corner. Yeah, I believe it does. I think it's straight in. Stop the ball and you got the 3. Well, now he's looking, but I think it goes. Yes, it does.
Well, really, everything in the open. Just got to control that cue ball.
Oh, this is automatic position, actually. And that is the great kind of position where you just make the ball with high, lower, center, and you fall on the next ball.
Now he just wants to ensure that he gets that cue ball back into an area to clear the colors and leave that 5 over the side pocket. So he's got to clear that 8. And he looks to have done that.
If you're not playing well, you could snooker yourself on a shot like that, but he had confidence. He played right through the window there.
These are the type of racks, too, with a player like Reyes. I mean, you've got to punish him. You get a miss like that. He punished him the last time Reyes missed. And he missed again, and Schmidt has to let him know that those misses are not going to go unpunished.
Yeah, John will take advantage. He's really a hard competitor. Perfect angle to go from the 7 to the 8, and look where the 9 is. Just, well, he got a little more angle than he wanted. He may have to hit a rail first. I mean, if he got straight in, it would have been easy, but I think he's got to hit the end rail and bounce back up.
Just resettles himself, a lot like a golfer that may be disturbed. making sure of exactly what his intentions are. And that looks perfect. So the first 6 racks have been split here in Chesapeake. 3-3, John Schmidt, one of the young guns, up against the legend, Efren Reyes.
Q-Tech state-of-the-art power-bonded cues have won more WPA-sanctioned world championships than any other brand of cue. Discover why world champion superstars like Allison Fisher and Earl Strickland play exclusively with Q-Tech cues. Only Q-Tech power bonds fiberglass and graphite to a solid hardwood core to decrease deflection, add power, and prevent warping. And Q-Tech offers you patented improvements like 20-inch Pro Taper SST shafts and True Glide finish. Improve your game with 21st century technology at prices you can afford. Q-Tech, imitated but never duplicated.
Chance for John Schmidt, who's not been in front in this match. He trailed at 3-1 at one stage. And he's pulled it back to 3 each. But he's got a chance here. Got some angle on this 1 ball. And the 2's in the open.
Yeah, I think you hit center cue ball and you just bounce perpendicular to the 2. See what he does. Oh, he went backwards. He didn't want to gamble on it, but well, he must have this other corner pocket. Good shot, because this brings position.
Again, he's got a chance. He's got to take his time. Keep control of his emotions.
Well, he hit a ball and he still got to the 3.
Yeah, that worked out all right.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little easier position, but he got a little fortunate there because he glanced off the ball and fell on the 3 like he put it with his fingers.
Yeah, just hampered slightly cueing near that 9, but he doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Just let it drift back towards the middle. And he should have a nice look at this 4. Now the 5 doesn't go past the 9 to the bottom right. So he probably would have liked to have had that cue ball travel a few more inches to the left, Danny, I think. Better angle.
Well, I think if he draws back, he's going to have a cut on the 5. That's what he did. Because you're automatically going to the 6 when you make the 5. 2 rails, just don't go in that corner pocket because you're going towards it, so don't shoot it hard enough to reach it. See it? Anytime you're going towards a pocket and you can't avoid going towards that pocket, you got to shoot easy enough not to reach it. And that's what he did. Great thinking. Look at that stroke.
Yeah, John Schmidt's starting to look a little more comfortable. He sped up his speed of play.
Yeah, he would like to hit that a little harder, but I don't see any problems. Just don't find any pockets with the cue ball. He's in a funny position, reaching and all that, but he did it, but look where he got it. It's pretty good. He's going to have to hit a rail, but he should have a good shot on the 9. Well, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about, does he want to hit 1 rail only or 2 rails? 2 rails get you to where you can shoot a little bit harder and the cue ball won't get out of play. I think that's what he's looking at. Draw it 2 rails and you can shoot it a little harder and not lose the cue ball. See it? Uh-oh. Oh, man, he hit it a little harder than he wanted, but he's okay. He's okay.
And for the first time, John Schmidt gets his nose in front here. Even though he came up dry on the break, he secures the rack to go 4-3 in front of Reyes. And you'll see if he can solve the mystery of the break in rack number 8.
Hey, want to play some pool in the most exciting pool league in America? Then join the BCA Pool League today. You can play 8-ball or 9-ball in singles, doubles, and team competition. You can even play in the world's largest amateur pool tournament held every year in May in Las Vegas. To find a BCA Pool League in your area, visit the BCA Pool League website at playbca.com or call toll-free 866-USA-POOL.
John Schmidt breaks off in rack number 8, but he found a little success there, and he's got to look at the 1.
He made 3 balls on the break. Isn't it funny about a table? He broke from the same place, Jimmy, where he didn't make a ball. And now all of a sudden 3 went in. Wouldn't you like to bank them and say I'd save 1 for another rack and only make 1? Wouldn't that be something if you could do that?
Yeah. Just bring 2 more on the table, say I'll hold those. Those are my get out of jail free cards.
Right. But it is freaky. That's the freaky thing about the break. You can go and not make a ball on the break, and then all of a sudden you make 3. Look at this.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Got
Great
that
shot.
cue ball back to the middle of the table. You can see John just kind of muttering to himself, but boy, he was happy with the way that one unfolded.
You want to get close to the 6. Pretty good. Yeah, I think he's in rhythm, as you pointed out. I think he is now ready to play. He got through the shaky parts. He made a ball or 2 or 3 on the break, and he is certainly feeling good right now.
Yeah, looking every bit a very confident player.
This is how you want to play. You don't want to have any long shots once you control the cue ball.
This 9 for a 5-3 lead. Down it goes. John Schmidt, the Legends of Straight Pool champion, now 5-3 in front of Efren Reyes. Schmidt breaks off. Rack number 9. Back to form.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Now he wishes he would have made 1 last rack and had 1 of those for this rack. Same thing, and it didn't go. That is really freaky.
John was hitting balls prior to this match, as Efren was, and both of them actually commented. You know, the conditions were ideal. A lot of the players around the venue in this year's U.S. Open Championships have been very quick to say that these pockets are too tight. But I think the humidity, it's been very humid here in Chesapeake all week. It rained heavily last night, thunderstorms. That adds to the climate. Always has a factor, plays a major role in how tables play.
Well,
and I think under the TV lights here, Danny, I think that this table is considerably drier than the others in the venue.
It definitely is. We have special lights for TV on this table, and it throws heat out and dries the cloth better than on the other tables. And we didn't have any rain today. It was a dry day, so I don't think the table's playing wet. A couple balls hit rails and went in, so that's the indication they're not real wet.
That one didn't hit a rail.
No.
Dead center. And perfectly positioned now. Just wants to draw back. Get the cue ball back towards the center of the table for the 6 to the bottom left corner. He already made the 8 in a combination shot to the side, so Efren Reyes should be pulling one back here, barring an earthquake.
Don't say that. Earthquake.
Don't tempt fate.
We've avoided hurricanes. But I'll tell you, in Johnson City one time, Ronnie Allen was playing a match, and he didn't have a shot, and an earthquake hit. Everybody ran outside, and when Ronnie came back in to shoot, he had a dead ball. True story.
Standard procedure. I'm surprised. I'm surprised the balls were even on the table. 9 down, and Reyes does indeed pull one back to 5-4 here against John Schmidt. So the Magician with the break in rack 10, and it looks like he's going to take a break before rack 10 comes to play.
How do you think of yourself? Do you always want the best? Treat yourself to the best. All the top players do. Diamond tables. It's what the pros use. Diamond Professionals. Designed by players. For players.
He hates it when I beat him.
Diamond Billiards.
Okay, I'm going to show you another break from here that is actually, if you're breaking from a place called the box. Some tournaments have that. You have to break from the box. So if that happens and you're breaking from here and nothing is going, you can shoot this particular break. You can break the balls a little softer, hitting the side of the one, drawing the cue ball with a little low right hand English to this side rail, and back out to this area right in here. What that'll do, a lot of times it'll make the one ball go in the side pocket, make the 8 ball go in the corner, or if the one doesn't go in the side, if your cue ball's in this area right in here, you'll have a shot at the one if you can make the 8. Now this is the break that they use a lot of times from the box. Okay, we've accomplished 2 things. We made the 8 ball in the corner pocket. We have a shot at the one, which is a pretty good shot. The balls are laying out pretty well. We've done everything we wanted to do there.
Rack number 12. 3 down into the bottom corner. Does he have a shot at the one?
Yes, he does. It's thin, and it's going to be a little tough to control, but like I said, he's a 3 cushion player, so I think he can control this ball.
There's 2 very good friends on the left. Nick Varner, 2-time U.S. Open champion, up against a 3-time world champion there sat beside him, Johnny Archer. And Johnny's won this event before, too.
Notice the judgment call there? He could have flew around trying to cut one in, but position was so tough that he said, I'm better off with a safe. And that's what he did. That's what's so great about him. He's going to make right decisions. I've been trying to figure it out now for 20 years. Where did he learn all this stuff? They had to have a player in the Philippines. Bad kick.
Yeah, Reyes has bought himself ball in hand. And looking at the colors as they sit on the table, I think this should be over and out.
So he benefited from the choice of shots. His strategy worked perfectly. Well, does he have a good enough angle to draw it back, shoot the ball? Let's see. Yeah, he has the angle. He's not going in the side. Well, he didn't gamble on the side. He hit more center ball and didn't mess with going on the other side of that pocket. And he got straight in, and it looks like he's just going to have to make it and draw back for the 5 in the side. Just a little draw straight back. Just enough. He's got the shot. Roll it in and shoot the 6 in that right-hand corner pocket. Well, you don't want to roll it. Sometimes rolling it when you don't feel perfect isn't the thing to do. He had more control hitting the rail and bouncing. He did it perfectly. Because he has an angle now to get close to the 7.
Couple unforced errors saw Reyes back to his chair a little earlier than many would have expected, and Schmidt has played virtually perfect pool. He's only really missed one shot in the whole match, and would you believe it, it's going to be 6-6. You play 12 racks, you've missed one ball, and who'd believe it'd be 6-6?
Well, it's not 6-6 yet because he's looking at this. Does he have a sufficient angle to make the 7 and go to the 8 for an easy shot? No, he didn't. So he had to take a long shot on the 8. He would love to have a better shot than this, but this is what he decided, and if you're positive you're shooting the right shot, you're going to have success. It's only when you're uncertain. He shot the right shot. He said, I'll take the shot on the 8. That's a good choice, and he figures to hit this well because of it.
Not afraid to travel with that cue ball.
Once again, it's like I said, he'd rather shoot hard and have accuracy than try to roll it and do something.
He doesn't try and get cute, does he, Danny?
No.
He takes what the table gives him. And the table gave him the 9. Reyes back on song here in Chesapeake, 6-6. Nothing to choose between these two players. First 12 racks in the books, and Reyes with the break in rack 13. Looking at the mistakes, the unforced errors. And the mistakes can come in the way of a missed safety or a missed ball, an intended ball that doesn't find its way to a pocket. But Reyes breaks off here. Looks like he got a ball off the break, Danny, but
he did.
Far from easy. He's going to be bridging right over the 7.
Well, the thing about it is if you make the ball, you're automatically going to the 2. So, you know, he originally stopped the cue ball. It was just dead stopped in the middle of the table. That's the idea of the break. But something hit the ball and made it a little off, but I see no problems. A little right-hand English. He's still got an angle. Now, I think this is the whole game falling on the 3.
Just want to acknowledge some of our sponsors at this year's U.S. Open. Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players. And Chalk Off, the pool table cleaner. It's been employed here many times on this main table to keep all the chalk and dirt off that cloth. I want to thank BCA, playbca.com. Simonis Cloth recovered all the tables at this year's U.S. Open. 16 tables, all recovered with beautiful Simonis 860 cloth. And when do you not draw rave reviews when you've got the best cloth in the world on the best tables in the world? These beautiful diamond billiard tables.
Gorgeous. Greg Sullivan told me the Coca-Cola wood on that table could make 100 cue sticks, and he'd make way more with the wood that way than on the table. Gorgeous wood.
This table would look very good in your living room, Danny.
Yeah, I'd have to throw out, like I said yesterday.
You've got to throw out the dining room suite.
Yeah, I'd have to throw more than that out.
Well, Reyes not happy with the way that he played that shot. He's left himself a little to do.
Well, he doesn't want to hit the 9. You know, now that you got this far, he's going to try to go one rail without hitting the 9. You don't want to hit the 9. And I don't know why he made a face when you're capable of doing this.
He's taken the last 3 in a row and erased the 6-4 deficit and matured it to a 7-6 lead that he now enjoys. Efren Reyes over John Schmidt.
Ever wonder how the pros make it look so easy? We practice a lot, and we know the basic concepts of shot making. Now you can too when you use the Spider. The spider teaches you where the balls need to make contact in order to make the shot. It's easy because it uses laser-guided technology. And when you practice with the spider, you can learn to see what the pros see. Call toll-free or go online and order yours today.
Rack number 14, 7-6 for Reyes.
He made a ball. You notice how the cue ball almost went in that side pocket, but almost doesn't count. Well, if he makes this, I'm sure he's going to fall onto 2. This is the whole shot right now. Fall onto 2, and this game looks like there's no problems. Don't get over the top, though. Nope, he's fine. Well, John is sitting there helpless. I mean, you know, he's just got to wait for Efren to make some kind of error, or else he's in trouble.
Not really the sort of position you want to be in when you've got to depend on an error from a player like Reyes. I mean, you really want to be in control of your fate.
Well, he liked it better when he was a couple games ahead, that's for sure. Is he going to come off the point here? Might be point position. Well, no, he went a little forward with that soft stroke, because the softer you shoot, the less the cue ball glances. A little more speed, he would hit that point and possibly gone behind the 7, but he has all that knowledge, speeds.
And also, the bigger you make the pocket. Look
Right.
out, look out.
Oh, he went in.
Oh, my goodness.
He trickled in.
He can't believe that.
Wow.
He can't believe that.
Oh, he doesn't like that. But, you know, it's semi-careless. It's like I said earlier, if you have any pat throws towards that pocket when you make that object ball, you got to shoot soft enough not to reach. And that's what happened. He almost shot it soft enough, but almost in this case could get him to sleep in the streets. What's this? Oh, it stopped. That's the same.
Donnie, you got me excited there,
Yeah,
Danny.
well, he was going towards the pocket himself, but he hit it soft enough. Well, he feels awkward about the stance here and what he has to do with the cue ball. Yeah, he's going to have to bounce. Well, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's supposed to draw the ball one rail and shoot the 7 in that pocket to the right of him. Let's see what he does. I don't know. Going forward, I don't know if the angle in the side is real good. You know, he could fall in the side pocket.
Well, he's just gotten up off this 3 times. Obviously, he can't settle himself in his mind exactly how he wants to attack this. But like you, I think he should just draw to the side cushion.
That's what he did. How's the speed? Man, dangerous.
I thought he'd pull it back closer to the middle, take the 9 out of play.
Well, he happened to hit it with great speed, and he's got a clear shot at the 7.
Those long straight balls, a real test of cueing, and he thumped that one into the back of the pocket and eyeing up this 9 to get back to 7-7. Confirmation. John Schmidt capitalizes on the mistake. The in-off into the side pocket, the scratch into the side on that 4 ball from Efren Reyes. And Schmidt gets back to 7-7 with the break in rack 15. Frankie Hernandez on the left, Marcus Chamat in the middle, and Mika Immonen on the right, and just bottom right corner, that's one of the Canadian stars, Jeff Kennedy. Boy, they all come out to watch Reyes as we see the pro rating. Schmidt still just in front. But those are pretty fast numbers there, aren't they, Danny?
Oh, they are.
You get up 9.3, 0.91. I mean, that's if you want to equate that to a batting average, you're hitting a lot of home runs.
It's like hitting 400. That's what it is when you hit over when you shoot over 900.
Nothing down on the break. Dry again for Reyes. Just when he thought it was safe to go back into the water.
Well, what does he have here? Can he cut the ball in and go back and forth without hitting anything? Or could he bank it and stick there? And if it doesn't go, he has snookered the guy. He's not thinking of that. What he did was hit that ball, so that kept him in position for the 2. He didn't want to go back and forth with all that obstruction. So he hit 1 ball and controlled it nicely to the 2 ball.
Everything's in the open. Again, so often we say it, but this is all about just controlling that cue ball and getting it into the intended area. And there he just slightly overran. Ideal position. Now from the 3 to the 4, a tall order.
Yeah, it is.
He may be better advised to just trundle up in behind that 9.
Yeah, how about going, yeah, I don't know if trundle up is what I'm thinking.
Well, you know what? He's going to try and bank this. It's a free shot. If he misses it, he's hoping
a little wide. But it was good thinking.
Sure, he was hoping to possibly use the 8 and the 9 as blockers, but even that, I mean, it's going to be very tough for Reyes to knock this in long distance and get position to the 4. So that was pretty good thinking by John Schmidt.
It was great thinking because he knew if he missed it, the guy was going to have something really great to do to go from this 3 to the 4. And that's what he was counting on. If he made it, he had an easy shot. If he didn't, the other guy had difficulty. That's the way it's sitting. Is he shooting it at all? Oh, how about that? He made it look easy. So all that talk was nothing.
You know, I was about to say that you never get a rush of blood from Reyes. I mean, everything he does tends to be very calculating.
Great shot.
You hear all the applause. Well, I can tell you we've got the showman himself, Keith McCready, down right beside the main table as we see Reyes miss the 4 by some margin.
And he jumped up on the stroke. He didn't stay down with it, and there's the results. And John Schmidt doesn't mind it.
McCready playing Younghwa Jung from Korea. And he's enjoying a 3-1 lead at the moment, and I can tell you the fans will let you know how that one goes out. McCready has quite a following. And Schmidt looking to punish that miss from Reyes.
That was a good opening shot. The shot was tough, but the speed was tougher.
That's one thing about John, though, in this match. I mean, there have been certainly some chinks in Reyes's armor, some unforced errors, but Schmidt has punished every one of them, Danny. And I think, for me, that's been the characteristic of this match.
You're exactly right. That's a good call, and that's what you have to do to win big tournaments. Take advantage of your opponent when he does make a mistake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He had the semi jump up there. He didn't stay down with it either. Oh, he's going to wish he had that one back. Oh, you don't want to screw up here when you are getting near the wire. Oh boy, Efren, that was like a pleasant surprise for Efren. I don't think he expected him to miss that.
No, and you just know that Reyes, getting away with the mistake on the 4, still lives to secure the rack. He's going to grow in confidence. And what a big miss that is. John Schmidt with his head down. 9 secured. Reyes 9-8 in front. And John Schmidt just now raises his head, but he's a suffering man. And Reyes has the break in rack number 18.
Are you looking for the ultimate one-stop shop for pool and billiard supplies? Then you need to visit billiardclub.net today for everything and anything you need for your home entertainment center. Our huge online store features pool cues, balls, racks, cue cases, pool table lights, training aids, and every accessory you could possibly imagine. We've got the best prices and the highest quality products you'll find anywhere. Log on today to billiardclub.net or call toll-free 866-774-8770. billiardclub.net.
tough shot either, but he had a little flaw in his stroke.
So Reyes eyes him up. 9-8 in front, 2 away from the finish line. And the 9! Look at this, punishing 9 straight into the corner pocket, and the applause brings Efren Reyes to the hill. 10-8.
Well,
he'll be breaking for the match.
They're all my friends, but I got to tell you, when you miss an out like John Schmidt did, he is going to get punished some way, and that is the extreme punishment. The guy making the 9 on the break right after you gave him the game.
And finally, Reyes gets himself in front. I think that missed 7 brought Schmidt's average down noticeably. But Efren 10-8 in front, comes to the table. This will be his last break in this match. And he'd love to see a repeat of the last one with the 9 flying into the top corner.
Oh, no. This is amazing. Amazing. I brag about the mental errors. That's a mental error going off the table. And John Schmidt is happy about this because he's got new blood. And he is capable of running 3 and out, you know, and Efren knows that, so he's got to worry a little bit.
I wonder if Reyes tried to put a little extra into that one. John just wiping the cue ball off. It was on the floor.
It's good thinking.
It is good thinking. You bet. It shows composure, and I mean, it gives him a chance to gather his emotions and sign of experience.
Plus, if a little dirt spot gets on that cue ball and you contact that object ball at that point, you may miss because of that. So that's pretty wise thinking for a young man. Well, he knows this is it. This is his last chance to get in this match. You want to get out. Remember that ball you missed so you don't do it again. You know, he missed it because of a flaw in the stroke, so let's stay down and shoot all the fundamentals perfectly.
Just has to clear the opening. He's just looking with his eyes where he wants to take that cue ball. He's got a couple choices here. I don't think he has to travel too far with that cue ball.
No.
Just keep it at that end of the table. As I said, he's got that opening between the 7 and the 8. Now just off 2 cushions to... I mean, the problem really is going to be from the 5 to the 6, Danny.
You're right. So he better get good on this shot. I don't know if he's going to... He went 2 rails, like you said, but he caught the point. Now he's in trouble. Oh, he's shaky. He's shaky. That was a terrible shot. That was really a terrible shot because now you have a tough shot and tough position. You know, anytime you're near the rail like this, there's not too much you could do with the cue ball. And he can't just cinch the ball because that does not bring him to the 6 ball. He's going to have to gamble. How do you get to the 6? I mean, he's going to try to draw it back a little bit and shoot the 6 in the side. And he couldn't get the draw because, like I said, you're near that rail. You can't hit that cue ball everywhere, and you needed to hit it low. Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble here because he's got a tough shot now, and there's no guarantee that he's going to get on the 7. Could he cut it in the side and billiard the 8 right on the nose? That might be the shot if he can. Soft it in the side, hit the 8 on the nose. That's what he did, but he missed the ball. And you know what?
That could be the last shot he's played in the match.
Yeah. Well, he made a bad shot on that pink ball.
Yeah, it was always going to be a problem from the 5 to the 6, and I don't think Reyes is going to let him back to the table again.
No,
Save to shake hands.
I think John Schmidt joins a bunch of people on the loser side, and it's really tough to win a tournament on the loser side because you'd have to win about 8 in a row now or so, maybe more.
Well, you've got to hold your hat, though, to Reyes. Got to tip your hat to him. He's stuck to his guns. Wasn't been a performance that's going to go down in the history books as one of the great ones here in U.S. Open history, but a win is a win is a win.
Yeah, and it was very interesting. And again, that suspense element that when a player looked like he's getting out, and he doesn't. It's like a little bit of a shock. Imagine how the player feels.
And this 9 to close things out. Keep Reyes's dream for a second U.S. Open title alive. And there you have it. The Magician through to round 4, an 11-8 win over John Schmidt.
The U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship is a production of Billiard Club Network. For more, log on to billiardclub.net.